Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So we're back again in an incredible session lined up from the wonderful Steph. So if you're just catching this a part of our International Women's Week series, hi, I'm Stacey Dudley, founder of the Clarity Circle, a company that assists people with their personal and professional development. Okay, so raising your conscious level of awareness to give you the life that you truly desire, because it is a choice. You can choose that tomorrow is going to be different from today. And what we are bringing this week is a collective of incredible insights and tools and resources that you can utilize forever. And it is a safe, confidential, safe space for you to reach out to anybody that's within these events. So just know that you don't have to post on the comments. You don't have to publicly notify anybody that you need to have a conversation with any one of us. Just please reach out. So first of all, you're in incredible hands, and I'm going to hand over to the wonderful Steph. So thank you for coming.
Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Stace. Okay. Hi, everyone. So I'm Steph from Inspiration Coaching and Support, and today I'm going to talk to you about menopause. So menopause can come to any of us within our life cycle. It is a natural part of our journey as women. Some women can find that they actually start that journey a bit earlier than others. This could be due to the hormone imbalance and deficiency that actually plays when we start our menopause journey, or it can be due to surgery for those of us who have maybe been through hysterectomy or any other kind of gynecological surgery where we've needed to have that part of our body taken away for us or reduced in its capacity. So, as I've already said, menopause is a hormone deficiency. And part of my structure within my coaching for menopause is that I work on the 5 pillars of wellbeing and help women to understand how they can manage their symptoms better so that their quality of life will improve. Because, as I've already said to you, menopause can start anytime from about the age of 35. I think I was about 39 when I started perimenopause, and it can come as a bit of a shock because not only do you have the fact that actually your body is changing and it's doing very different things to you, but also you have the side of the grief that may come with that because you're not of a childbearing age anymore. So you have to deal with the emotions and the thought processes that go with the fact that you're not going to have any more children. You may have already been at a point where you've decided that's for you anyway, but if you haven't, you still can go through that process. So in amongst that comes obviously the mental health and the well-being side of it, which a lot of women will approach their GPs about. And in many cases, unfortunately, GPs will look at that and they will start women on antidepressants because they see that they're at a depressive point in their lives. And that's not actually technically true. It's all about the socioeconomic side of our changes, and it's all about that well-being approach. So a holistic approach to our new journey that we're engaging in. Now, the 5 pillars of well-being that I look towards supporting ladies with is sleep and relaxation, nutrition, mindset, exercise, and a general understanding of the symptoms of menopause. A lot of people think that menopause is hot sweats, not being able to sleep very well, and being a bit crabby. It's not. There's a lot more to it than that. It can have so many changes. And the hormones that are at play that encourage those changes within our body are estrogen, which is vibrant until our mid-30s, and then it starts to fade. And this can lead to dysregulation in mood, increased dryness of your skin or your vagina, aging and stubborn weight gain, loss of muscle tone, tissues of your bladder and bladder control, and a whole heap of other things that can go on in your body, such as constipation and IBS kind of symptoms, itching of the skin. There are so many symptoms out there that we don't even realise are actually based on menopause. And this obviously has a massive impact on our quality of life, on our sleep quality, on whether we feel sexy and approachable, and whether we want to have those intimate relations with our other halves. The other hormone that can play as well is testosterone, because this regulates drive and weight management. So obviously with changes in that, that means that we do have those, sometimes it's our mummy tummy as we might refer to it, but those stubborn areas where you just cannot seem to shift the weight. So part of my coaching also touches on that and how we can manage that with the exercise that we do. Now, some women will go to the GP, or they may go and see a specialist, and they may be started on HRT. That is an option. Hormone replacement therapy is an option for some women. There are other ways of managing it too. And those ways can include supplements, or they can include herbal remedies. There is a whole host, and it's all about finding that rhyme and rhythm that works for you and your body. We all have our own separate ways of managing anything within our bodies. We're all individuals, so no one cap fits everybody. So it is about finding that support for you that works for you. But that also includes peer support, and it includes leaning on people that are going through it too. Because let's face it, we're all going to go on this journey. You're not on your own, but a lot of the time, your mindset may make you think that you are on your own and that nobody else gets it. With regards to the coaching that I provide, I do utilize a symptom tracker. And that is something that if you would like access to, please feel free to DM me and I can give you access to the symptom tracker. And you can have a look through that and you can actually then assess where you are within your journey, what symptoms you're actually having. And it just helps you then to speak to professionals or to speak to coaches about the best implementation of methods to support you within your journey. Now, the other aspects that I look at are sleep hygiene, or sleep practices, as some people may refer to them. And that's all about encompassing really good routines for your sleep that mean that you're going to get better quality sleep. This can encompass things such as low level lighting in the evening, moving away from devices at a decent time of night. For instance, I tend to turn my device off at about 9 o'clock at night. It goes on charge on the other side of the room, so I'm not tempted to go and touch it or mess with it. And this is when I will start my practices around my gratitude, my journaling, my reading, because I love reading and I love the sense of self-development that I get with that. So I take that time as nice protected time for me to make sure that I am then ready for sleep, to make sure that I have a better day the next day. Another thing to consider within your sleep is your sleep cycles. Our sleep cycles are about an hour and a half. So if you try and go to sleep at a time that facilitates you going through that full hour and a half sleep cycle, about 4 to 5 times a night for some women, maybe 6, then you are going to wake up at the point of your sleep cycle where you are coming into a lower level of sleep and a lighter sleep. So you wake up feeling refreshed. We can all relate to those times when we've been startled awake and we feel really groggy and we kind of thing as we come round, because that's probably at a point when we're either in a deep sleep or in REM sleep. So REM sleep is obviously when we're processing, when we're going over the day and everything that's gone on, and it's not as light a stage as light sleep. So we want to get through that whole process. Also, other things to consider is your environment. Is the temperature right? Do we need to sleep with the window open? Do we want cotton sheets rather than thick, heavy blankets? Because actually, if we're going to sweat in the middle of the night, it's gross. And we have to wake up and then strip our bed before we can get back in it, because nobody wants to sleep in a soggy, wet bed from sweating. It's just disgusting. So it's about thinking about those aspects. It's about thinking about what we're eating and drinking as well. So our nutrition side of things. Are we filling our body with the foods that are actually going to fuel us and give us that high vibrational frequency from it? Or are we filling our bodies full of sugar, starch, carbs that are actually going to lower how we approach things? They're going to lower our vibrations and make us feel more groggy. Also, caffeine is another real important aspect, because if we are drinking caffeine and we're drinking it all the way through the day, the half-life of caffeine is about 5 hours. So even if you have a cup of coffee, which has got about 21 milligrams of caffeine in it, if I recall properly, that is going to stay in your system until 5 o'clock. You've still got half of that life. So if you're going to bed a few hours after that, 8, 9 o'clock, you've still got some of that caffeine in your system. And obviously, we don't generally have one cup, do we? We generally have quite a few. So that just keeps totting up. And it's also dehydrating you at the same time, because hydration is massive as well. So if you're wanting a drink, have a nice warm drink of either a herbal tea, a boiled water. You can put lemon and honey in it if you want that little bit of sweetness and a bit of taste, or a hot chocolate. But you have to be a bit careful with hot chocolate if you're sensitive to caffeine, because that still has a little bit of caffeine in it too. But have something that's calming, that's warm, that will just make you feel nice and snug, ready to sleep. If you are a person that likes to bath and shower in the evening, try and do that an hour before bedtime as well, because actually it will raise your temperature up and then drop it again, which means you get to that kind of slumbering state and you're ready for bed and ready to get comfy. So that's just some of the tips and tricks for sleep. As I said, I have salt lamps and things like that in my bedroom, so they give low level lighting. It's nice and calming. It purifies the air around it, because I'm a massive crystal bod anyway, being holistic. So I'm always, everything's crystal based and everything is beautiful and relaxing. And on that note, also your scents. So lavender is really good for sleep, but just be careful of how much you're using, because you don't want to overdo it. Other things I talk to my ladies about is exercise. And some of us go, oh my God, I don't want to go in a gym. You don't have to. It may be that actually you can go and you can go for a walk. And while you're walking, if you do some intervals within that, then you're going to bring your heart rate up and then bring it back down again into that recovery phase. The NICE guidance, which is the guidance that the NHS go off, says that you should be doing about 150 minutes of moderate exercise or 75 minutes of intense. Now, that may be a little bit of overkill for some of us. Some of us will be quite versed with that and quite happy to do that. But if you are at a point where actually you don't want to engage in that much, then as I say, go walking, get your step count up, try and aim for 10,000 steps a day, because that's going to really be helping to burn off that additional fat and that additional energy that you're putting into your body. Doing kind of intervals and stuff is really good if you do. So for instance, if you go to a set of steps and you run up and down those steps, that is classed as interval. So do that a few times. It puts you into that stress and relaxed kind of state that your body is actually in when it's in menopause. And another thing that's really, really good for ladies is lifting. Lift weights. They don't have to be really heavy. You can start at 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms, but doing that resistance training and putting your muscles into that state of stress is also really good, because as we've said before, estrogen decreases and that actually changes your loss of muscle, like leads to loss of muscle tone. So in order to improve that muscle tone and that strength, which we really, really need as we age, doing weights is really, really good for that, because also that will support all your joints and all your muscles. Because obviously, as we go down the line and our estrogen has changed and our hormones have changed, we can be at risk of things like osteoporosis, which is brittle bones. So make sure that you're doing things to support the strength and the agility of your body as well. Mindset is another one that I speak to my ladies about, because mindset is everything. How we approach things, how we deal with things is all within our gift. Now, mindset is a set of beliefs that help to shape how you think, feel, and behave. They are massive indicators in whether you're going to be successful in things or whether you're going to self-sabotage. And we don't always do it intentionally, but when we're in that mindset where we're not seeing that things are going well and we're struggling, we're not going to apply ourselves in the way that we would if we were in a better mindset. So it's really important to work on that. It also includes the fixed persuasion and the growth mindset. So are you the kind of person that sits there and goes, I can't do this, I'm not going to be able to do that? Or are you the kind of person that actually says, do you know what? This may be a challenge, but I'm going to run with it and I'm going to give it my best shot. That is your growth mindset. And that is an amazing place to be. I would hazard a guess that if you are involved in this week, you are going to be of a growth mindset and you're doing this for your own personal development and for everyone else around you. So a question to you is, do you persevere in spite of setbacks, or do you wait for others to find a solution for you? If you want to drop any comments, feel free to. I can always answer them afterwards if I'm not actually picking them up now. Now, through the coaching that I've done with ladies, I've had lots of testimonials where people have said that I had one lady that worked with me that said she had 3 hours sleep a night. How she actually functioned on 3 hours sleep a night, I do not know, because she's a businesswoman. She's married to a GP. She's got 2 beautiful young children who are like about, I think the eldest is about 4 or 5. So busy life, lots to do. And she was finding it really difficult. She actually joined my program when I did it as one of my free challenges. And while she said she's not in her menopausal stage yet, she still took on the tips and she employed some of the routines that I suggested. In doing that, she now sleeps for 9 hours a night. She has restful sleep. She feels brilliant. She's able to attack the day with total vigor and total energy, be a better mum to her babes, and just smash all her business goals, which is amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. And that came from a coach like myself rather than from somebody in the health setting. So kind of says where we are. It's all about prevention and about bringing in things that can help us have a better quality of life. Other testimonials I've had is when I did my relaxation piece, which was a meditation. It was actually my mum the other testimonial came from, because my mum has been one of these ladies that has said, I'm done with menopause, I'm through it, it doesn't bother me. I knew from conversations I'd had with her previously, she was not at the end of her menopause journey, because it takes us up to the end of our lives. And I knew that she was still having some symptoms too. So when I spoke to her, she came on my programme and we did the meditation. My mum is not the kind of person that stops and sits still. She's always on the go. She's quite anxiety driven, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying that. But she sat and did my meditation. Thankfully, she was sat in the middle of a bed, as it turns out. But I think my best testimonial today has been the fact that she said she was so relaxed. She sneezed partway through and almost wet herself because she didn't realise how relaxed she was. So it was really, really good and really beneficial, which I was really happy about. And there's lots and lots of us out there. As I say, we're not on our own. This is a journey that we all go on. And there is a wealth of information out there which can sometimes be overwhelming. So if you would like to drop me a message or drop me a DM, I am more than happy to have a conversation with you. I'll offer a free consultation as an initial meetup so that we can see if we could work together. And there is also, at the moment, I've got an offer on for my Inspiration Society, which is my private membership group on Facebook. It's normally £30 a month, but at the moment as a spring offer, so we can spring into spring with a beautiful mindset and get ready for those summer when we want to be absolutely empowered and kick-ass women. I'm doing it for £20 a month at the moment. So if you would like some information and you would like to join, then please feel free to reach out to me. But yeah, has anybody got any questions? Because I feel like I've kind of babbled at you. So please feel free to drop any questions. I think I'll have a look at the group afterwards and see if there are any questions on there that want answering. But thank you so much for joining me today. It has been an absolute pleasure. And I hope you all have a fabulous Tuesday evening. Much love. Take care. Goodbye.